Um, the first time somebody ever used the term as referring to me, it was, and I forget, I was on stage. It was like at the Shrine. I was playing a gig, backing up a singer, and she just jokingly said, "Daddy Longlegz on bass," and I was just like, I like the sound of that, you know. And then for years, I'd never used it. It was just like a moment. I was just like, it was a cool little joke. Then, um, when my band started, we started picking out names for each other. So I had a name before. That was dope, but it just wasn't me.
What they call you?
Um, Money McLovin. You laughing? That shit caught on.
What the fuck?
I had like a few people call me that for a minute, but I was just something. I was like something about it just ain't. That ain't. That's not this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it fell out of grace, and then the name came back to me. I'm like, what if I use Daddy Longlegs? That'll be fire. So I just started using it, and at that time, I wasn't really practicing. I was, studying it, you know, casually, but I wasn't giving readings at all. Um, so, but then when I just decided to start doing readings and uh, have a and turn it into a brand, I was like, well, that's my stage name. Why not just carry it on? And for me, the beautiful thing about names sometimes is that the meaning that you find for it sometimes comes later. It's almost like for example, my son's name is Ayele. Um, in Amharic, that means powerful man. My son is 5. He doesn't know the meaning, in a internal way. You might know, oh, daddy says that's the meaning, but it might not be until later where he needs certain reminders of who he is and who he needs to be, especially to survive in this world. It'll kind of resonate, and he'll find his own meaning. I think that happens a lot with names that have a specific meaning. So for me, as I progressed into being Daddy Longlegs, the bass player, and astrology, the meaning just started to come together. And it's a lot. I created a lot behind it. First is there's a African folklore, uh, a character named Anansi. He's a spider who's a storyteller. He's known for telling stories. He's based off of Ghanaian folklore, actually. And his stories are told even within the diaspora. Like in Jamaica, they call him Aunt Nancy. Um, but the concept of how he relates to African cosmology is that the spider and his web that he creates is really how the cosmos connects to each other. That's how everything is connected, how me and you are connected, how we're connected to nature, how the planets, the water, everything. And
So for them, the spider also has something to do with astrology.
yeah, or just like in every culture, they have animals that represent certain aspects of nature, or they see the characteristics of that animal parallel with a phenomenon in nature. So you might have like the turtle that because it's a water, is a aquatic animal, is associated with water. It might be certain characteristics that kind of fit that. So, so same thing with spider, and the concept of a spider web, and how everything is kind of interwoven into one another. So I kind of took that and ran with it, but then also, if you look at like a birth chart wheel, when they're showing the aspects in the middle of what they call the eye, you see a bunch of lines that are kind of crossing each other, and it's to show how this planet connects to that one, and so on and so forth. So it looks like a web. Looks like a web to me. So I was just like, oh, Daddy Longlegs astrology web. Okay, cool. And then I just kind of, again, just expounded on that, and that's really what Daddy Longlegs astrology is about. It's about us making connections. It's about you making connections within yourself, how the planets that are within you make connections, and they they have a great deal of participation in who and what we are, and I'm just studying it. I'm interpreting it as a Nancy, quote unquote. I'm interpreting the story of you.